forever. Third, Madam Chair, the Chair closed the hearing with proposal for the MEPO, BCS, and the Treasurer's Office already to prepare the data on rentals for city spaces for probable requests in the future. May we therefore request the Secretariat to request the same from MEPO, from BCS, and from the Treasurer's Office. So moved, Madam Chair.
The Secretary is instructed.
That ends the report. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Labunal. Next item.
The report to the Committee on Transport.
Honorable Lito del Rosario.
Good morning, Madam Chair. My request acknowledgement of the Committee on Transport
Your
report.
report is acknowledged.
The meeting was held 12 August 2020. There was a quorum. There were 3 items added in the agenda. As to the first item, Madam Chair, first endorsement dated August 7, 2020 from the head Trimobile Task Force endorsing the new application for transfer of Trimobile franchise of the following. As to the disposition, Madam Chair, considering that all documents submitted are complete and in order and duly endorsed by the head of the Trimobile Task Force, on motion of Punong Barangay Galido and jointly seconded by Honorable Albius and Ms. Cabantog, the body resolved to recommend to Sangguniang Palunsod passage of resolution granting approval for the transfer of Trimobile franchise of from Salvador, the deceased Salvador Morales, to Jennifer Morales Nunez of Zone 1 Mabolo, Naga City. I so move, Madam Chair.
Second.
Next item, first endorsement dated August 10 from the head Trimobile Task Force endorsing the new application for the transfer of Trimobile franchise of from Imelda De Guzman to Lamberto R. De Guzman Jr. As to the disposition, Madam Chair, considering that all documents submitted are complete in order and duly endorsed by the head of the Trimobile Task Force, on motion of Honorable Albius and jointly seconded by Punong Barangay Galido and Ms. Cabantog, the body resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Palunsod passage of resolution approving the transfer of Trimobile franchise of from Imelda De Guzman to Lamberto R. De Guzman Jr. of Metroville Street, Sabang, Naga City. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second?
Madam Chair, I'd like to request that items 3 and 4 be discussed in the later part of the committee report para dire-diretso po kita, Madam Chair. As to item number 5, letter dated July 22, 2020 of Mr. Rene Gumba, Head Public Safety Office, submitting the list of initial records of Padjak Operators and Drivers Association registered or renewed their franchise from January to date. As to the disposition, Madam Chair, of item number 5, in consideration of the effect of the coronavirus pandemic, which contributed loss of income, on motion of Honorable Albius and collectively seconded by Honorable Beltran, Cabantog, and Punong Barangay Galido, the body resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Palunsod to give 90-day period to all Padjak drivers and operators and drivers of Balatas, Concepcion Pequeña, and Concepcion Grande to renew their registration. Otherwise, the permit shall be revoked. Ang natapos pa lang po kang PSO, ining tulong barangay na ni Balatas, Grande, and Concepcion Pequeña. And 30% naman anday pa nakaka-renew. So, ang disposition, Madam Chair, kang committee being proposed is we give them 90 days para maasikaso sa mga papeles nila. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second?
Number 6, letter dated January 24 of Ms. Eden S. Loriaga requesting transfer of Trimobile franchise from under the name of Bella S. Loriaga and requesting for consideration of the applicant. The matter was deferred, Madam Chair. Number 7, letter dated August 3 of Mr. El Rey Imperial of Liboton, Naga City, requesting consideration of Trimobile franchise. As to the disposition, the body resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panunsod to remind Mr. El Rey Imperial to observe the 45-day period in order to process his documents. Otherwise, his franchise will be revoked. I so move, Madam Chair.
Okay, any second?
Number 8, letter dated November 22 of Punong Barangay Manuel Antonio Berha of Abella, submitting Barangay Resolution 2019-11-121. On motion of Honorable Albius, as to the disposition, Madam Chair, seconded by Honorable Beltran, Kabantog, and Punong Barangay Galido, the body resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panunsod to refer the matter to PSO and PNP for their study and to give comments within 15 days from receipt of the notice. I so move, Madam Chair.
Okay, any second?
8.1, letter dated August 5 of Mr. Jose Manuel Gallinito, requesting for special franchise of Padjak for Basca and senior citizen. As to the disposition, the committee is proposing that we give special franchise to 1 unit of Padjak for senior citizen and 1 for PWD of Barangay Abella, Naga City. We have yet to receive the letter request from the solo parents of Barangay Abella. I so move, Mr. Chair. Madam Chair.
Any second?
Number 9, letter dated June 15, Mrs. Berinya Buesa of Villa Karangahan, requesting franchise for e-trike. The body resolved to defer the matter in the absence of the applicant. Number 10, letter dated January 17 of Barangay Kagawad Hilda Rokid of Barangay Tinago, applying for a removable franchise in Pacol, Naga City. As to the disposition, the body resolved to recommend Sangguniang Panunsod to refer the matter to the PSO and to further coordinate with Madrigal Subdivision and the Barangay Council of Pacol for the said road. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second?
Number 10, letter dated August 7 of Police Colonel Marlon Catan, Naga City Police Office, submitting copy of police blotter regarding the impounded Trimobile for hire. As to the disposition, the body resolved to take note of the information as contained in the letter of Police Colonel Catan, OIC, Naga City Police Office. Ini pong Trimobile na ni Madam Chair, iyon itong pigsakayan katong mga lumber pleaches na nadakop sa Pacol last April 2020. So, iyo po yan ang reason kung taano impound si Trimobile. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second?
We go back, Madam Chair, to items 3 and 4. The proposed ordinance of this representation, an ordinance authorizing the grant and payment of traffic enforcement incentives to all volunteer traffic enforcers, providing guidelines for its implementation, appropriating funds thereof, and for other purposes. This representation already incorporated the proposals of and inputs from the Public Safety Office as regards the grant and payment of incentives to all our volunteer traffic enforcers. As a matter of fact, I've already prepared the necessary ordinance. Tin, please show it. Madam Chair, this is being presented for second reading, and the purpose of this is to extend or to grant incentives to our volunteer traffic enforcers. We have requested inputs from the volunteer enforcers, including the PSO, and the PSO submitted its proposals that were already incorporated in the proposed ordinance. We are giving importance to our NGO partners, especially those involved in traffic management. Aram tama pong kulang na maray ang tao kang PSO, and considering the cap on the city's personal services, it's high time and imperative to rationalize the services of volunteer traffic enforcers. Madam Chair, as I outlined in the ordinance, Section 5 hereof, please proceed to Section 5. We lay down the qualification of volunteer traffic group and its members. Sabihin, Madam Chair, may minimum requirement na ang dapat volunteer group should be operating, should be helping our city, dahil magkuba sa 2 taon. Sabihin, haloy na sinda nagtataon ng serbisyo sa LGU Naga, especially during the Peña Francia, araw kani may mga pandemic. 3 years. Yeah, 2 years. And accredited NGO siya, Madam Chair. And a member can traffic group should be a bona fide and active member of the traffic group, duly deputized by the Office of the City Mayor, and must not be a government employee. So, rendering volunteer services. Ini po pigdagdag kang PSO. Number 4, shall not be receiving any monetary allowance or incentives other than what is herein stipulated, so as to exclude those who are already receiving from the city government. Then, they should be submitting to the PSO monthly schedules, including the scope of traffic enforcers' responsibilities for monitoring purposes. Section 6, Madam Chair, discusses the administrative guidelines. 7, the recording and accounting mechanisms. 8, yung incentives processing procedures. 9, this is very important. I'd like to invite your attention to Section 9. Para po mahali man sa sainda si pag-abuso. Tabaka dikit-dikit na lang dawa minial na violation, sige lang ang pangdakop ninda. So, nakalay down man po hindi, including the definition, itong mga prohibited acts. Now, they will be penalized under Section 11 of this ordinance. Then, Section 10, this is very important. Dinagdag ko di, Madam Chair, itong anti-drug policy ta. Tabaka igwa po mga volunteers kita na nag-indulge sa illegal drugs. So, nakabugtak man po di si anti-drug policy ta. Section 11, Madam Chair, discusses penalties. Then, Section 12, yung trust account. A trust account is hereby established corresponding to 15% of the fines and penalties to be collected to cover incentives to voluntary traffic enforcers. The remaining 85% shall accrue to the general fund of the city government. The amount necessary for the printing of traffic citation violation receipts, conduct of trainings, orientations, and other expenses shall be charged to the general account of the city government. So, it's only 15% that is being established as the trust account. Now, Section 13 discusses miscellaneous provisions. PSO shall take charge in the implementation of this proposed, including utilization of the trust fund. Section 14, Madam Chair, is the Oversight Committee. So, as my co-authors, Madam Chair, we have Councilors Albius, Baldemoro, Del Castillo, and Beltran as members of the Committee on Transport. So this representation is now open to whatever comments or suggestions that we may have.
Any comments? Okay, Honorable Del Castillo and then Honorable Baldemoro.
And thank you for the invitation to be a co-sponsor of this ordinance. I accept that invitation, Madam Chair.
Thank you, sir.
I have some queries with regards to the proposed ordinance. First, we will be giving incentives to our partners to augment the present personnel capability of the Public Safety Office, which are manning our traffic. But I noticed, Madam Chair, that our traffic lights are not functioning well. Most of the time, they are only like a flashing light.
Blinker.
Yes, I think to maximize the use of this traffic light, it should be operational, not necessarily 24 hours a day, but at least 12 or 14 hours a day. It will lessen the need for our PSO personnel to man the traffic, particularly on intersections. That I notice often, halos every day, nagagarana ang mga traffic light. Ano yan? Mga dekorasyon na lang yan dyan sa tinampo. That's one of my concern, Madam Chair. So, with that, I think we should call not only the PSO but the Office of the Mayor inquiring on what really happening to our traffic lights. Are they decorations or installed there to function as such? Second, Madam Chair, baka kay puwantang dagdagan sa provision pag-abot naman sa incentive na itatawag sa mga enforcers. Gurano, pagtawag pa sa iya monthly or quarterly. I think that should also be clarified, Madam Chair, in the proposed ordinance. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Del Castillo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Councilor Badi. As to the first item, I think we have to really ask the inputs from the Public Safety Office regarding the operations of the traffic light. Siguro baka next session or next committee hearing of the Committee on Transport, we can ask their inputs. As to the manner of the release that is monthly, that is included in the report should be done within 24 hours, and in Section 8 discusses the processing of the incentives. Every end of the month, the PSO shall coordinate with the City Treasurer's Office for the processing with due observance of the existing auditing procedures, accounting and auditing procedures. So that is monthly release of, that is 15% of yung nadadakop din ng kada violation, Madam Chair, na nadadakop din. That's stated in Section 4. Corresponding to 15% of the total amount collected as fines and or penalties from individual violator, the enforcer had actually apprehended. Right now, based on the information, we only have, I think, 18 to 20 personnel of PSO conducting traffic management. So, araw po kayong kadikit ang anota. All the rest na yaon sa security, yaon sa task force, only I think 18 or 20 personnel are doing traffic management functions. So with this incentive, matatabangan tamaray ang PSO. It is the intent of this ordinance, Madam Chair, to further help in the traffic management efforts of the LGU Naga. Thank you, Councilor Bari.
Thank you, Honorable Ito. I think the Honorable Valdemoro was raising his hand. Then after you, the Honorable Abunal, and then Honorable Miles.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, this proposed ordinance, uh, nakulang bagay po ini sa mga volunteered traffic enforcer. However, since ang incentive ninda is a percentage of the
Nalala ko.
apprehension,
Yes.
baka
Maging ano.
sige lang issue ng citation ticket
Pero sa
dahil may incentives hindi duman.
Yes.
Iyo po to si apprehension ko. My question is, ito po bang 15% group collection or individual collection? And then, on the qualification, Madam Chair, dahil ba pig-consider kang proponent itong a resident of Naga City? Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Baldimoro. As to the sinasabing pagpadakulan lugod ng mga
Thank you.
dinadako.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That's why, if you can notice, in Section 9, it's very explicit yung mga prohibited acts ng mga enforcers. So, whimsical, arbitrary, or capricious issuance of or exercise of their power. Abuse of authority, extortion, dishonesty, questionable apprehension or issuance of the citation tickets, and delayed transmittal of TCBR. Kasi pag delayed transmittal, yaw na dyan si opportunity pwede mag-urulay si nadakop sa kasi experience ko po ni as dating head ng PSO. So dapat every 24 hours nagsasubmit sinda ng report. So nasa PSO na lang yan kung first hour of the morning mag-report sinda or in the afternoon. Basta definitely within 24 hours they should be submitting their apprehension reports para mayo ning possible na collusion.
Yes, kasi we do not want that happen duman sa mga sa drug-related cases na may mga quota or even sa police, may mga dangog po baga kita. Naku, minsan may mga quota ang police kumpira ang dapat na dakupon for that month or for that week. Baka kaya mangyari and then dumana nagkakaigwa ng mga transaksyon. Para baka kung araw kayan, baka delikado man na ma-over exercise ninda si
Kaya dapat regular and
dapat,
may time. As to the second point of Councilor Baldimoro, Madam Chair, this is individual, not a
Not
collective.
Okay.
Then binugtak na lang po si NGO because gusto tang pakusugon ang NGO-PO relations sa Naga. Itong pigmamaot ni Councilor Oying Rosales sa sayang ordinance na strengthening NGO-PO relations, also by Councilor Mila Rakid Arroyo. So duman kita nag-anchor, we strengthen our NGO-PO organizations, then itong mga members sinda, yung man to ang pigaano ta. Number 3, Madam Chair, dahil kita nag-discuss hindi kang residents of Naga para may mga traffic volunteer groups kaya kita na ang mga active itong mga hali sa Naga. In some way, na-educate pa nila si mga residents na sa luwas kang Naga na paglaog mo sa Naga, araw ka niya ang mga ordinansata duman. So, nakakatabang pa kita. Madam. Thank you, Councilor Elmer.
Honorable Abunal first.
Just two items, Madam Chair. Unang-una, we were told na only 18 to 20 PSO personnel ang nasa traffic. Okay. How many volunteers do we envision by this ordinance? Pira po ang target na volunteers na gustong i-validate DU.
Thank you, Sir Greg. Mayo po kitang idea kung pirang volunteers. Basta mag-qualify po siya duman sa section ta under NGO-PO requirement and individual requirement.
No maximum number.
No maximum. So the more volunteers, the better for our traffic enforcement,
Okay.
Sir Greg.
Secondly, can they be operating or functioning in
24.
places where there is no legitimate police officer or PSO personnel na kaibanan na assigned in the area?
Madam Chair, Sir Greg, pag deputize po kayo sinta kang Office of the Mayor, they have now a certain degree of authority to implement. So, kung iguasin ng tasking from the PSO and si monthly detail ninda naka-specify niya unig di sa term proposed ordinance, naka-observe sinda duman, they can also operate on their own. Kaya nga ni stricto kita di Madam Chair yung prohibited acts para dahil sinda mag-overstep sa limits kansay ng authority. Of course, it is envisioned, Madam Chair, that the PSO should be assisting them, should be putting in their point person para monitor sinda, ma-guide kansay indang activities and implementation.
Yeah, I think a certain level of supervision by some senior officer or PSO may be of great help. Third question, yun lang tabi na mga NGOs as volunteer groups, etc., must this be recognized by the NCPC or any volunteer group pwede na?
They should be recognized by the city government as stated in the section 5. So they must first show na they are in operation for the last actually 2 years yan. Ang pag-iisip ko is 3 years, binaba ko sa 2 years because dako lang kitang very active na mga volunteer group. So mahiling taman po yan, dahil man sinda pwede magpeke kan sa indang existence because every fiesta nagre-report, lalo na ang mga volunteer groups sa Public Safety Office. Not only Peñapran sa fiesta. So, igwa man record kaya ng ang PSO. So, madaling mahiling kung sisay talaga itong in operation. Again, pinapakasog ta po sa mga NGO, PO na nagtatabang sa city.
Not necessarily recognized as a member of the NCPC.
It is desired that they should be members of the NCPC.
But not necessary.
But not?
But not necessarily members of the NCPC.
They should be members of the NCPC.
Dapat members talaga,
Yes, yes.
recognized members.
Recognize.
I am asking the question, Madam Chair, kasi diyan sa fire department, igwatabing group na officially part na kang sistema ninda eh. Pero sa kuya, up to now, questionable ang grupong yan eh. I'd be careful about taking in and just any other group na nagpa-recognize. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Aram ko po itong sasabi ni Sir Greg. Kaya nga ni Sir Greg, thank you for the observation. We'll be very strict in the membership of these groups sa NCPC. That's how we strengthen our relations with them.
Thank you, Honorable De Rosario. Honorable Castillo? After you.
Ihapot ko lang kay Sir Lito kung kabali sa trabaho kay mga volunteers itong pag-welcome.
No, sir. They can assist. Yun po na si reason kung taano dapat individual lang. Kasi ang will clamp, this involves group activity. So may nagka-clamp, may nag-i-issue ng citation ticket, may nagbubukas. So that is a group. Then hindi pwedeng i-manifest na kabali sinda because that is a group activity. Unless na i-embed sinda naman kang PSO department head, pero it should not qualify as part kan pagsingil ninda kan si ano.
Guro ano na po yan ang penalty, ang bayad pag ika na welcome?
Sa pagkaintindi ko, sir, kung dahil pa na bago si ordinance, that is 1,400.
Ang 1,400 kaya, ang 15% kaya, mga 200 plus na. Pag alimbawa, ika-volunteer ang trabaho mo mag-welcome, may turo ka lang, may 600 ka na.
Kaya po, yes, thank you.
Kaya baad pwedeng mag-apply ako dyan na taga-welcome lang.
Dahil po kabali, thank you Sir Vidal. Dahil po kabali digdi ang group itong ano ni, lalo ng will clamp. Siguro I'll state there kung para mayo ning ibang implementation interpretation ang PSO sa mga volunteer. Thank you, no. Sir.
Thank you, Honorable Castillo. Honorable Miles Arroyo.
This initiative is be laudable because we should really encourage volunteerism, and we should be able to also compensate in however little possible way such efforts of our volunteers. There are five concerns, Madam Chair, that I wish to raise. First, I support the concern over basing the amount of incentive on the collections for apprehensions made by the volunteer. Human nature po o dictate na ang source kang income, kung ang source kang income mo is your own effort, of course, dadagdagan mo ang effort mong iyan. So, very possible, Madam Chair, na ang hihilingan mo lugod is the number of apprehensions rather than whether you will apprehend or not. Ibang matter po itong may mga penalties. That's still another matter. Pero dapat na i-base ang honorarium ninda duman sa madadakop ninda. No? There should be another way. Funds should be set because we all agree they should be compensated by way of honorarium or incentive. No? But not from their own apprehensions, not from their individual apprehensions. Kasi yan duman baga from their individual apprehensions. So I think the source of the incentive should be reconsidered. Second, if we are requiring that the volunteers be residents, should be members of NCPC accredited organizations, then we are saying that they are residents. Kasi dahil man po nag-accredit ang NCPC ng organizations that are not in Naga City. So we have to clarify that. Kasi nagko-conflict na po siya. If you are requiring them na dapat members of accredited organizations, then necessarily they are residents of Naga City. Kasi yan po ang mga accredited kang NCPC. So whether residents or not, we have to clarify. But I would support that they be residents. Kasi kung maman po sinda kang public safety and order kang city, they should be from Naga City. Kaya nga rin, sa puso ninda yaon natulo sa itong pag-care. We're not saying that if you're not resident, you wouldn't care. Pero kung resident ka, expected, no, that you would already care. The complaint process also, the complaint process for abuse of volunteers should be specified. Pag may complaint sa abuse, kasi may mga grounds, may mga prohibited acts, then if they are committed, where will the concerned party or victim go? There should also be specified tasks as to what the volunteers can do. Kasi ang deputies po, ang mga deputized workers, igwalan po yan mga certain assigned na pwedeng gibuon. Kaya sa katong mga organic personnel, dahil po pwedeng gibuonin ang gabus na functions kang sarong organic personnel. So it has to be defined ano po ang pwede nindang gibuhon. And last, on the composition of the oversight committee, since ang PSO po is the implementer of the ordinance, they cannot be part of the oversight committee. Kasi kung ikaw po ang implementer, ikaw ang pighihiling, di ka pwedeng maging part katong mahiling sa imo. So, siguro, I would propose that the author considers all those five items, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Councilor Miles. As to the first item, this representation will try to reconcile yung source of the incentive, yung sa volunteers. Number two, as echoed by Councilor Elmer, Councilor Myers, yung residency. We really have to some clarification. But item number three, as to the complaint, yung procedures is already stated in Section 6, Madam Chair. C, D, E, F, G, H. Si complaint procedures, naka-state naman po siya dyan. Number 4, yung functions nila na pwedeng gibuon. And yung number 5. Try to reconcile this, Madam Chair. But may I reiterate that it's only 2 years. Si latest copy ko kaya kanina piggibo, ngunyan na aga, is 2 years, not 3 years. So, kumain na po, Madam Chair. I'll consider all your inputs, ladies and gentlemen of this honorable chamber. Kaya po nindo na next session na na-consolidate na po ning kuya ni mga inputs. So, Madam Chair, I move that we approve this on second reading.
Okay, in a second? Okay, approve.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you,
So ready
Honorable.
10:30. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you, Honorable Del Rosario. Can we take a break? Paano na ning ano?